Commander Replay. We check out some action with the first Sliver. Can we cascade our opponents into oblivion? Find out next on Commander Replay. Today's show is brought to you by Culture, a graffiti artist from New York who brings your favorite pop icons to life. You can check out his one-of-a-kind works on his Instagram page, and if you see something you like, be sure to follow him and drop a comment. But if you see something you gotta have, or are interested in getting some custom work done, feel free to contact him directly through Instagram and be sure to mention Commander Replay for a discount. A link will be in the description below. Welcome back, everyone. Playing some The First Sliver today, and we find ourselves in a game for strong decks. Kept an opening hand that looks like this. It's got a lot of mana, doesn't have so many slivers, but I hope to draw into some. We do have some tutors, so that's pretty cool. We can find some useful things with those. So all in all, I think this is a pretty good hand to keep. That's going to be a turn 1 exploration for the Selvala. That seems pretty good. I did not include the food chain combo in this deck. The competitive players in my circle do tell me that this is the best food chain commander available, and I do tend to believe them. But I did watch Dave execute a food chain combo on Magic Online one time, and it took about a half hour for him to finish the combo. So we won't be doing that today, and that's really getting into the competitive realm of things, which not really what I'm after. I kind of just want to play the first Sliver, get a feel for it in its non-combo out sense, even though it's just a really powerful commander. And just get a feel for what's going on here. I'm not an expert Sliver player either, so just kind of feeling my way around Slivers a bit. We do draw into a Sliver on our first turn. It's the Synapse Sliver. I'm probably going to Enlighten Tutor for Sensei's Divining Top. I'm excited about the prospect of using Divining Top to see if we can, like, rearrange things favorably for cascading. Seems like a pretty cool little trick. There's a turn 1 Soul Ring for the Tana Tymna. This looks like a Blood Pod deck, and there's a Skull Clamp. Oh boy. They're off to a good start. Our deck doesn't have so much in the way of removal. It has a teeny bit, but way less than I usually run. It is our job to come out, hit hard, and be the threat. Cool. Selvalla's on 4 lands on turn 2 with a Strip Mine. Guess it's a good thing we didn't crack our fetch. So here comes Selvala. If they start activating that, it will give us some card draw, which should be pretty helpful. I'm going to crack the Marsh Flats right here. What colors do we need? We have blue in hand. We have green in hand. We have an any color with Unclaimed. Feeling like the Plateau. Play the Enlightened Tutor. Choices are Sylvan Library or Divining Top. Both are good. Maybe we'll go for the Sylvan Library. That one gets us extra cards, which is pretty cool. Do need to play the Forest. Make sure we get that down. Drop the Sylvan Library. Sylvan Library is less mana intense over the long run. You just pay 2 mana and then it's done. Divining Top we'll have to continuously sink mana into at various points to keep getting value from it. So, being that we want to be pretty quick to things, you know, Divining Top, very, very good, but does require mana, so. Llanowar Elf coming down for the partner opponent. I am joined by 3 Patreon supporters today, and the first up is Dragon Knight 104 piloting Tana and Tymna. This is a Blood Pod deck. It is a budget Blood Pod, doesn't have all the best stuff for the deck, but still has the combo and plenty of ways to find it, so it can kill us quickly. And they do have a Serra Ascendant equipped with a Skull Clamp, looking to do some business probably next turn. Next up, we have Xenosai piloting Selvala Explorer Returned, and we've seen this deck before. Got some nasty stuff in there, a lot of removal. Been blown out by Settle the Wreckage and Swords and Path a number of times. That's all been very fun. And then finally, we have Maru Powell playing Karador Ghost Chieftain, a pretty powerful deck that can combo off pretty early. Haven't seen their particular build of it, so I don't know exactly how fast it is, but I assume it's all still pretty good. Opponent uses the Selvala, gets some mana, and we've got a Predatory Sliver. It occurred to me that I probably should have put some free spells in the deck. I just thought about the fact that I didn't do that. Oops. May have to play this deck again at some point. But like I said, I just kind of wanted to feel my way around this. As far as like decks and commanders go, this one is pretty far away from things that I'm used to. I don't really play Slivers. I've never been the biggest fan of Slivers. Now that there's worse things like Eldrazi or just like hard combo Slivers don't bother me as much as they used to. But I was never the biggest fan of Slivers. But now I am able to appreciate them in their place in Magic history. And the fact that like it's something that's, as far as I'm aware, is truly unique to Magic. And I think it's cool when they do that stuff when you talk about Slivers, when you talk about Phyrexians, when you talk about Eldrazi. It's cool having these villain characters that are unique to the game. Oh, Smothering Tide's in for our opponent. They can have the thingy. I feel like they're going to be off to a pretty good start. Sylvan Library is going to trigger. That's going to go crazy on the Smothering Tide. Finding a Harmonic Sliver is probably a really good idea. There's a Gemhide Sliver on top. We'll put the land back. Keep the other 2. There's a Distant Melody. More. Ooh, yep. Smothering Tide going to get some tokens. Hopefully keeps the focus off us a little bit, though, is what I would hope for. Cultivate or Gemhide Sliver? Cultivate keeps our hand size the same, which, well, if we play a land... Yeah, let's play the Underground Sea. Okay, I think Gemhide Sliver? Vampiric Tutor into Harmonic Sliver, probably, is the way to go. Or we may even be able to cast our commander next turn. Yeah, I think that's also a thing that we can do. So we'll want to think about how we sequence the top of our library. I guess we could... Ooh, yeah, we could go Vampiric Tutor, cast our commander, get the Harmonic Sliver, blow up the Smothering Tithe. That all seems like a good plan. Dragon Knight said he's here to ruin all of our days. Oh, yep. Okay, then. Well, we can still do the thing. No, because now we need to draw a land. We'll need a land on top of our deck to make all this work, but... See if Selvalla's got 5 open mana. Let's see if they have any instant speed interaction in their hand. Sarah Ascendant gonna swing into the Selvala. Yep. No one's got removal for the Sire, so we will Vampiric Tutor right here. Can we get Austere Command? We could get Winds of Abandon to get rid of the Sire, but I don't know. Once the Sire triggers one time, it's already kind of done its thing. So I think we're gonna go for the Harmonic Sliver. Hands get discarded. Played a game at the shop the other night where someone did this in a Lord Windgrace deck, and through a long sequence of events, I was eventually able to get there with Akiri and Bruce. Eventually, I killed Sire with Umezawa's Jit, and then someone else took down their Planeswalker. After that, no one really had a lot of anything, so it was just attack away, and that worked. So, Sire of Insanity. Oh no! Oh no! Why would opponent do that? Oh, they made us draw the Harmonic Sliver. That's so bad. All right, our tutor has been foiled. It's not great. There's a 1,000-year elixir. Well, opponent can untap and do it again. Hope we don't lose anything useful, or that they find removal. Oh, I did put in Rise of the Dark Realms, Living Death, and Patriarch's Bidding in this deck, so we do have ways to get our slivers back. One of the ways that slivers most commonly lose is board wipes, so I decided to put in some things that help us recover from board wipes. Sire of Insanity will trigger once again. I feel like Sire of Insanity is probably really helpful to the Karador deck. I feel like Karador can probably operate pretty well with a bunch of things in their graveyard. This may go kind of rough. So in comes Karador. Everyone discards their hand. So we need a land and a potential Cascade target is what we're really looking at. That's a Winds of Abandon. Well, we'll put that one back. Or maybe we won't. We draw 2 slivers. All right. I guess we're keeping everything. Winds of Abandon on the Sire. Sire goes down. Opponent will get a basic land. We'll play our Sliver. And as long as this holds up, we are in shape to get our commander next turn. Opponent just strip mine something. I didn't see what. Exotic Orchard, maybe? Wasn't ours. Yeah, I think it was the Exotic Orchard. Smothering Tithe continuing to trigger. Opponent will be able to draw quite a bit with Selvala. It's getting to be a little scary. Gonna need to find one of our reanimation thingies. Completely demolish all of opponent's artifacts and enchantments. That would be nice. Here comes Tymna. Whew, we're at 25 already. If Sarah Ascendant turns our way, we're in trouble. They're gonna go to the Karador. Okay. And that'll trigger the Tymna one time. Another treasure token. Opponent has so many treasure tokens. More Smothering Tithe token. Opponent activates Selvala, more Smothering Tithes. We do catch a land. Lands are good. Do you want to make that next land drop? Ideally, we'll want to find the Lifelink Sliver at some point. That's a thing we would like to see. We draw a Boros Garrison. Not sure why that one's in the deck. That shouldn't be in here. Have to take a look at the mana base. Bounce land, not super ideal for this deck. I mean, if Selvala finds any gas at all, they can just go wild. Like, anything they can dump mana into, we're in trouble. Here's a Ramonop Excavator. They can get wild with that Strip Mine if they want to. Hopefully they already played a land. Oop, that's a Selvala. It's not good. Should keep the focus off of us, though. Hopefully. Opponent Strip Mines the Forest of the Blood Pod player. Ooh, getting them with the Strip Mine. There's a Ramonop Excavator for the Karador. That seems pretty good. They do have some lands in there. It's going to trigger the Selvala. We'll want to be careful of that. We want to keep in mind, so what's the biggest creature? Gets to draw? Yeah, okay, so we're going to want to sequence the top of our library so that we'll draw a card, then we'll Cascade. Actually, what order does that stuff happen in? The Selvala trigger, I think, will resolve first. Okay, so we have a City of Brass. We'll want to use that appropriately. Really? Opponent's going to strip mine us on our draw step? Might as well float a green. There's a Sliver Hive Lord. That's a pretty good one. This one's indestructible, so we may want to consider that. Put that on top of the library. We have too many lands in hand. Put those back on top of the library. Draw the Sliver Hive Lord. Give up on that mana. Play the Overgrown Tomb. Cast our commander. Hope we Cascade really good. Unblockable. Cool. And We get to draw a card, right? Do we not get to draw a card? Oh, we're tied with Sarah. That's why. Okay. Here comes a Growing Rights of Vitlamok for the partner opponents. Here's an Uvenwald tracker. We'll want to get our indestructible Sliver in ASAP. Sarah Ascendant going into the Selvala opponent. They go down to 40. Tymna will trigger. Partner opponents up to 55. Both of those are pretty big mountains to climb. We're going to be wanting a Sliver Legion at some point to help us get us through all that. Again, the lifelink Sliver would also be pretty sweet. We have 7 mana in play currently with our lands and our Slivers. Dusk. Destroy all creatures power 3 or greater. Gets rid of the first Sliver. We still have a bunch of our other Slivers, though, so I guess we're alright. Skull Clamp will trigger. Does get rid of that Sarah Ascendant. Smothering Tithe continuing to trigger. Opponent has absurdly large amounts of mana. We draw land. The lands are good. We want to keep hitting those land drops. Man, if we can just find that Living Death. Yeah, Patriarch's Bidding. I guess we don't have that many creatures in the graveyard, but... Uh-oh, that's an Umbra Mantle. Does that go infinite? Oh boy. It's not infinite, but it's going to be a lot. How many cards does opponent want to give us? Ooh, that's an Emeria Shepherd. That can get some stuff back. Get a Song of the Dryads. That seems bad. Animist Awakening, Azusa seems bad. Azusa, Ramonop, Excavator, Emeria Shepherd all seems pretty bad. Yep, gonna get the Azusa. Landfall trigger. Concord at Crossroads, we're probably dead. Oh, because we draw? Yeah, he's infinite, right? Yeah, that's gonna be... Yeah, that's infinite. Because every time... Because Smothering Tithe will continue... Yeah, okay. Yep. I see what's going on. Alright. Game 1 with the Slivers. Not great. I'd like to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. We have one Patreon supporter heading over to Afghanistan, and I'd like to wish him luck and a safe return, and that is Ethan Gray. Ethan, good luck. Additionally, we have 2 new Patreon supporters, in Mitch Peterswald and Jared Zemlin. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below.